Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farania Widi Wahyuni. Student numbers 1H00004212. In this occasion, I would like to deliver my speech with title Applying Normal During the Pandemic. The coronavirus or COVID-19 is affecting 213 countries and territories around the world. Nowadays, COVID-19 cases in Indonesia have reached 30,000 people was confirmed. The Indonesian government plans to gradually shift to new normal condition to face the COVID-19 pandemic. This plan was indirectly submitted by President Joko Widodo for the first time on May 6, 2020. New normal is a scenario to accelerate and handling the COVID-19 in health and socio-economic aspects. Applying new normal during the pandemic is something that is debatable. Many people have their opinion. There are who agree and few disagree. However, the government has not yet succeeded handling this pandemic. So, in my opinion, new normal is not suitable to deal with COVID-19 pandemic. To start my speech, I will explain with the factors to work termination. After that, I will explain about the government is not ready to deal with COVID-19. And finally, I will summarize my presentation. The first reason is currently manufacturers to work termination because imported raw materials are running out, which causes a lot of unemployment. One of them occurs in textile, automotive, electronics, and pharmaceutical. This fact explains new normal will not be effective. It's useless to ask workers to re-enter the factory because there is nothing that can be done due to the absence of the raw materials. Termination of employment or a layoff may be an option chosen by business actors to reduce company spending, so that the company can return stable. So, are the termination of employment needed in this situation? I think this is not the solution. Not necessarily the company can do layoff because of losses for major or for efficiency caused by pandemic that can harm the company. There are separate provisions so the layoff can be carried out by the company. According to Pasal 964 of Law Number 13 of 2003 concerning Manpower or Manpower Act, regulated layoff is the company suffers a loss for measures or for efficiency. The provisions are as follows. The first is, according to the Pasal 964 of the Manpower Act, a power might terminate employment from workers or laborers due to force majeure. The definition of force majeure is not regulated in detail in the Civil Code in Indonesia. The second is, the company can terminate employment against workers or laborers because the company is closed, because the company is doing efficiency. In this situation, a company policy, the workers and even the union's policy are needed to be clear about
Here
this
are
situation.
some companies that have laid off workers. The first is PT Express Transindo Utama Tbk or Taxi. An express taxi management company decided to limit and stop some services. In addition, companies are also forced to terminate employment. According to the director of Johannes, the layoff occurred because of the implementation of the PSBB. The second is Gojek. Gojek also laid off employees. This decision was made based on the result of an in-depth evaluation of the macroeconomic situation and change in people's behavior. Lately, that tends to be more alert to activities that involve physical or contact or activities that do not involve distance. Another applicator company is Grab. Grab is also unable to face the economic impacts that occur, so the company must terminate the employees.
If you want to save yourself and each other heart, then no one will win, because this is not competition. And I think what is needed is not new normal, but preparing a solution so that millions of workers can do work again, not by asking people to look for work themselves. The second is the government is not ready to deal with COVID-19. The government is not ready to handle this pandemic. Many hospitals are suffering because of the fault of patients, lack of infrastructure for medical personnel to treat patients. In addition, this policy is too risky considering that many people die every day. The role of the people in dealing with this pandemic is also lacking. For that, the government must be mature in dealing with this pandemic and not half measures, because it can have fatal consequences if it does not serious. So far, the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Indonesia has reached 47,000 with almost 2,000 more deaths. Because the hospital is full of patients, then what is the fate of this patient?
According to the news update on internet, there are still many hospitals are full of COVID-19 patients, so that they cannot accept for other patients. Then there are a chronically ill child who is rejected by the hospitals because it is filled with COVID-19 sufferers. And then there are patients who are not helped because they do not get full treatment for the hospitals. In my opinion, from a number of news above, a lot of people who are not helped because of the full hospitals in Indonesia. Therefore, hopefully the government has a way so that patients and other sick people can be helped and there are no other fatalities in this pandemic.
In conclusion, applying new normal during this pandemic is not suitable. It is because many workers getting work termination and the Indonesian government cannot be able to deal with coronavirus. And I think there are still many other problems that I can share. Besides, Indonesia is not ready to start new normal life. Therefore, if the government cannot deal with this pandemic, will they defeated by this pandemic? Okay, I think this is enough for my speech today. Hope you like it. And the last, I say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.